Gyane means the speculative process of knowledge. Gyane prayasu udapasya namanta eva. Basically, reject mental speculation. Everyone is absorbed in mental speculation, even when it comes to spiritual matters. They just indulge in mental speculation. And they are very proud and happy to say, I think that, well, you think. What is the value of your thinking? Who are you? They have no sense. They are insignificant living entities. They are under the control of the material nature. As Srila Prabhupada said, they're being kicked like footballs from one end to the other and back and forth. They have no control. Someone comes, I mean, it's just one example. Someone comes on an H-1 visa and his contract expires or he loses his job and then he's frantic. How can I stay? In America, I don't want to have to go back. What to do? And if he's not fortunate, according to some calculation, just like kicked by the foot, that ball that was so anxiously trying to stay in America is back in Bombay or Delhi or wherever. So we are being kicked. And ultimately, we will be kicked out of this body. We may be very proud of our body, American body or Indian body or Brahman's body or whatever. But at any moment we can be kicked out and we have no control over it. We have no control over where we end up. We could end up in the body of a dog or in the body of a god. We could be Hindu from India, a very strong nationalist, and hate the Muslims and hate Pakistan. And in our next life, we could take birth as a Muslim in Pakistan and hate the Hindus and hate the Indians. So what is the value of our sentiments? We are just insignificant living entities being kicked here and there by the material nature. Yeah, material nature might let us have some years of relative comfort and ease and stability and security, but it won't last forever. We like to think it will last forever, but it won't. We all accept, theoretically, yes, one day I will have to leave this body. But we don't actually accept it. We actually, I guess the modern psychological terms is we're in denial. We're in denial. We don't really think that it will happen to us. It's happening to others, but we think it won't actually happen to us. In fact, when Yamaraj, in disguise, asked Yudhishthira, what is the most wonderful thing? What is the most amazing thing? The answer was, the amazing thing is that every day people are dying. But I think I will not die. We lead our life like that. We think we won't die, and therefore we're madly trying to accumulate material things, property, money in the bank, all sorts of things. There was a story that Srila Prabhupada told, I'm sure from the scriptures, of a man who I believe every 100 years, one hair would fall out of his head. And he was just living on the seaside, on the beach, chanting and doing sadhana. And someone asked him, why don't you build yourself at least a little cottage so you have some shelter? And he said, oh, this life is very temporary. Why should I spend my time building a cottage? I'm only here for a short time. Now, how many hairs does a person have on his head? He must have a lot. And one would fall out every 100 years, so he had a long lifetime. But he was thinking from the perspective of eternal time that this is just a flash. So why should I spend my time building some temporary residence? Of course, in Kali Yuga, people are very weak, physically weak, so, okay, they need a place to stay. But they should know that it's temporary, and that the body itself is a residence for the soul, and that's also temporary. So we shouldn't put all our energy into our body or our motor car or our house or anything material. We should put our energy into our real life as a soul. And our real life as a soul is in relationship to the Supreme Soul, to Krishna. That's where we should put our efforts and our energy. Otherwise, we have to work. Everyone is making efforts. I mean, this so-and-so may say, you don't need to do sadhana, I'll just give you prema. But okay, they're not making any efforts to realize God or to achieve love for God, but they're making efforts to earn money, to maintain their families. They're making so many efforts to solve so many problems. But you solve one, and then there's another one. There's no end to solving problems, because there's no end to problems. So why not put some time and energy, really the focal point of our time and energy should be to make an effort that will bring about a permanent solution, not a temporary one, you know. So that is Krishna consciousness, and that is the purpose for which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descended. So I will read this verse. We won't discuss too much, but it's from Srimad Bhagavatam, and it answers the question. It answers two questions. Why do we say that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna? And the second is, if he is Krishna, then why did he come? What does he want us to do? So the verse reads, Krishna Varnam Trisa Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayar Yajantihi Sumedas. It is on the verse. Well, maybe, anyway, we'll move along. But yes, we'll give you a chance to purify your hearts, purify the atmosphere by repeating after me. Krishna Varnam. Tvisa Krishnam. Sangopangastra. Parshadam. Yagyai. Sankirtana. Prayayar. Yajanti. He. Sumedasa. Now, we'll read what each word means. Repeat again. Krishna Varnam. Repeating the syllables Krishna. Dvisha. With a luster. Akrishnam. Not black. Golden. Saanga. Along with associates. Upanga. Servitors. Astra. Weapons. Parshadam. Confidential companions. Yagyai. By sacrifice. Sankirtana Prayai. Consisting chiefly of congregational chanting. Yajanti. They worship. He. Certainly. Sumedasa. Intelligent persons. Now, translation. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Purport.